All right. All right. All right. Everybody settle down. Class is back in session. We have a good one here today, folks. Nice little tutorial, if you please. First off, hope everybody had a grand Thanksgiving. Because this should be coming out after or before or somewhere around it. And if you don't celebrate that and you're in a different country other than USA, Um, hope you had a great Thursday. How about that? Anyways, like I said, we got a good one today. Oh, there we go. We got a good one. Let's check on this first. We're doing all right. Holy crap. That's a lot. Anyways, today, today. Let me clear this out and we're going to go ahead and get this industrial foregoing mod pulled up for us. For some reason, so it's going to be near the bottom. For some reason, when I type it in, right, none of it pops up besides the manual. So it's like, what the heck? Anyways, let's get this stuff pulled back up. I'm just going to do that because I'm having technical difficulties already, folks. Just leave me alone. All right, we got that pulled up. I've been needing to farm some withers, all right? Because I want to get some more beacons, some more nether stars. Because you can do a lot of stuff with them throughout all these mod packs in Tekkit SMP. So I kind of did some thinking and some research because I've back in Tekkit 2, I created the pink slime farm. So there's a lot of stuff you can do with pink slimes and pink slime ingots. Um, so I made that in Tekkit 2. Sorry, jeez, I had a brain fart. And I remember the mob crusher that automatically crushed the mobs or unalive the mobs, however you want to say. And when I remembered setting that up, I also remember there's a mob duplicator, and I was like, I wonder if we could use that to set up some type of farm, for any mob that we might need. So that's what we got going on right here. All right, we have our little chamber here, for whatever it may be. From our EU setup, we have a flux generator. We have a low voltage one right now. Might have to upgrade to the medium. I don't know. It hasn't seemed to be low on power yet by the time it like runs out of essence and stuff. But we have the mob crusher and the mob duplicator down there, and I'll show you that. So we have the duplicator here. You can hit this working area to show where these foregoing machines work, like the area. So the mob duplicator spawns on top of itself, or it spawns the mob on top of itself. So we'll turn that off. And then the mob crusher is just, you know, oh no. There you go. And the mob crusher just takes the power and needs to be beside the mob where the little whirly durls are. So we got that going. On this side, we have an ender tank being piped into the duplicator because the duplicator requires mob essence, and the mob crusher creates as a I don't want to say like a the main thing it creates, there we go, is the mob fluence, and then it collects all the items that the mobs drop here. But this mob essence is essentially the way it's read on like the wiki. It's like the XP from the mobs gets turned into this essence, and you can spawn mobs with this essence. So the duplicator requires the essence. The mob crusher creates the essence. So we have this set up here for right now, and this is just an item translocator pumping everything out. So specifically the stone swords and the bones. I'm just putting these skulls in here for now. That way, especially with the stone swords, it doesn't take up and overflow our inventory here inside the mob crusher. Then I have a liquid translocator because even mobs that are produced by mob essence still create mob essence. It's just like a fraction of amount. I think it's like half or 2/3. But anyways, that gets pumped back out into the ender tank setup of that one. But I'm going to show you my main source of the mob essence. I got really lucky where I had a spawner populate very close to my base here in my seed. So we can go on right over. Let me spin around so the world loads. We'll go right over here. So here's our original base, and then right over here. There we go. Right over here was a great wood tree. And one of the things I saw when I first loaded in to the seed is that this great wood tree had spider webs all in it. And then every time you would get close, it would spawn cave spiders. And so digging under the tree, we found cave spiders, and it was like a chest. I think it was a chest full of like random treasures. But other than that, we found the spawner. Dug out 8 by 8 by 8 for the water. That way it all flows down into the singular thing. As you saw, they spawn and they get funneled down into the single hole there and then get crushed. So let's go bottom side. And then I kind of made, I'm going to kind of like decorate this, but we'll get to that later. Let's go bottom side where I have this set up. So right in front of us is that hole that the water leads to. We have another mob crusher here. And as the essence is getting piped out into our ender tank setup. So it's the same ender tank, the black, white, white setup as the ones over in the base. We have a hopper that just unloads all the, what? Silk touch string. Interesting. I wonder if I can put that on a book. That's weird. Alright, whatever. I have a hopper that pulls all the items out of the crusher into a chest. And then I can do whatever. I'll usually just dump them into my transmutation. And then we have our flux cable going into the crusher. Looks like it just crushed one, so it's pumping out. But have the flux cable going into the crusher, keeping it juiced up. This part right here is completely unnecessary. You do not need this. This is completely unnecessary. They're fun to make, but they're completely unnecessary. It's the Zeta Industries RF battery, I believe, and it takes a lot of blocks. It's a multi-block contraption, and it takes a lot of blocks to create. But let's see if I can kind of illustrate it in here for the meantime. Because you need battery wall blocks, you need battery electrodes. On this side here, you need to replace one of the battery wall blocks with a battery controller. And then on top of your electrodes, you need to put a battery power tap. But essentially, it's a hollow box, only with the electrodes inside of it. And so we have electrode there, electrode there. I don't have enough room. Can I do it this way? Yeah, I don't have enough room to illustrate it. I might do that in a separate. But if you want a tutorial on how to make the battery, let me know. If not, they're pretty self-explanatory, and the wiki does a pretty good job of explaining these. But it's a hollow box, so I have this wall, this wall, this wall. So 5 by 5, and it leaves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks in the I formation, hollow in there. And it's doubled up because the electrodes, so this block has to be too high with the power tap on top. So it has to be like this inside. Okay. But yeah, whenever you get this set up, one quick pro tip is to make sure that you set the transfer rate. If not, you're going to be sitting here staring at your controller wondering why it's not filling up. But like I said, the battery is completely unnecessary because you can just run. So I have my EU power coming up from the wave generators and then into a medium electric flux generator. So I could just run this directly into the mob crusher. This is completely unnecessary. It's fun and it's cool and it's completely unnecessary, but like I said, you can just run it straight from a flux generator like I have on the other one. That being said, we should have a pretty good amount built up in the mob duplicator and the, hey, here we go. Anyways, let's head on back. We should have a pretty good amount of essence built up in the mob duplicator now. I think I ran it AFK for a little, like 10 minutes, just for the sake of the tutorial. So let's go over here. Now that we're back and we're at the mob duplicator, we have our energy and it's obviously stored up. And then we have our mob essence, which is almost full. And then we have our imprisonment tool that is holding our wither skeleton. So an imprisonment tool is plastic, so in a gas tier. So if y'all remember one of the very first couple episodes of this series, I made a plastic production facility. Not really a facility, just the plastic production out of the, what was it? They used the latex from the trees, yeah. So the plastic production machines. Now that we have all this plastic, we can make all this industrial foregoing. So here is the crafting for mob imprisonment tools. 4 plastic around a gas tier. The mob crusher is a gold gear, 2 gold gears, 2 books, a machine case, 2 plastics, an iron sword, and redstone. Mob duplicator is emeralds, redstone, magma creams, nether warts, plastic, and a machine case. So now that we have all that up front, you know. What are these? Oh, that's for reactant stuff. Sorry, my ADHD is going crazy right now. We have that. So we went to the nether. We found a wither skeleton, went up to it, right clicked it with this mob imprisonment tool. It's like a Pokemon ball. And then stuck it into the slot here. And now we're going to turn this on and we're going to watch it work. I don't know why it flung it over all the way over there, but that's technically essence that didn't get picked up. I really should put a lid on it. Yeah, because I don't like that. Hold on. Let's see if this helps. Give me a piece of marble. Give me a piece of glass. Actually, it needs to be 3 pieces of glass, but you get in 2 pieces. Let's see if that keeps it here. It only spawns 1 at a time, which is a little bit of a bummer. But uses 240 micro buckets or whatever the MB stands for. Uses up a pretty good amount of energy. I'll give it that. Haven't got any skulls yet, unfortunately. But yep, as you can see, it goes pretty smooth. I ran it for 30-ish minutes AFK, and I got 3 skulls, so maybe 10 minutes per skull. See, there we go. We just got 1 in the couple minutes we've been running. So, yeah, I'm really happy about this. Now that we can pump out some wither farming. But other than that, that's essentially it. You can set this up, like have a whole pig farm or like a cow farm or something, breed the cows and then sacrifice them for the essence. Or you can find a spawner like I did and sacrifice or and build the mob crusher funnel. Like I said, I got super lucky with my seed in my world that I had that cave spider spawner there, so it's I'm pretty excited about it, and I'm pretty we can use it for whatever. So I'm pretty excited about getting other skulls so I can put around my Thumbcraft Infusion altar to stabilize it. But other than that, I hope this got you some ideas about um yeah, setting up a farm essentially and how to use some of this industrial foregoing um machines. I think that's it. I think I think I crossed all my things off the list of what I needed to show you. But if there's any other questions, I recorded like the long format of setting this all up and doing the tinkering. So if you'd like to see that, I'll post that as well as like a part 2 to this episode. I just didn't want to put out another like 50-minute episode of just this little tutorial. But if you enjoyed the tutorial, enjoyed the video, just like it, favorite, subscribe, whatever, leave a comment, yada yada yada. And that's it. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.